Hi, my name is James Paquette, and as you know, I have a channel called Azrael Bengal cat, and we take our cat out. And one of the things that I thought would be a great idea would be to modify her harness and actually put on a very small action camera. Now this could be a great idea, or it could just be shaky and unusable kind of footage, but I'm still going to try it. So the camera that I'm using is called an SQ12, and I picked it up on Amazon for about 40 bucks. It also comes with an underwater housing. There's quite a few reviews on this online. I'm not going to go into a lot of details of the actual camera itself, but it was cheap. It has a lot of the housing I think will protect it if she's rolling around and so on. She's a kitten yet. It'll probably be better when she's a little bit older. But back to the actual project, right? So what I have to do is figure out how to mount an actual camera, keep it lightweight, keep it kind of close to her, but still have it kind of adjustable and so on. So I have these that came with my action set. Well, the action cameras, you can usually pick these up. They're pretty cheap. It has a tripod mount to it. Very, very lightweight, simple to mount. You can also put different attachments to make it longer, shorter, what have you, whatever you want to that, right? So I actually have two of them because I have two action cameras. So what I've done is I've actually drilled a small hole in both sides, and I put a piece of adhesive and Velcro on the back side of it, and I've sewn it like a button. So you can kind of see that, maybe if it'll focus here. But very, very simple, very, very sturdy. Looks pretty clean. I'll probably put a few drops of glue inside there just to kind of keep the thread from fraying and so on. Next is I have a small piece of soft Velcro, the loop side, and I need to attach it to the back of the actual harness itself. And I will do that off camera because I suck at sewing and it'll take a long time. Okay, so I'm back. I have just I've sewn the actual strip down, and we're ready to test it. So I'll just assemble. You've got the one piece. Put that on. We've got the actual camera itself. That goes on, and I screw it on. And I can already tell that there's going to be an issue. That this thing is going to actually kind of suck, because it's going to be top heavy, I think, right? And indeed, it will be top heavy. So what I'll do is I'll put this on a pop bottle, because the cat's not going to want to actually sit for a long period of time. So I've got a little water bottle here for a little testing, and I just snap it on. And you can already see how that's completely unusable. That is never going to fly. But I have a solution. So what I've done is what's needed is to stabilize this. So if this is there's no support, so you almost need like some sort of harness that sits over top of it that actually stops it from being able to move around, because this is just flimsy. This is just Velcro on top of actual material and so on. So what I will do is I will create something like this, and that is very short to the body, which is perfect. It took a lot to get to this, and I've tested this, and this is actually the winning design, but I'm going to explain how and why that's the winning design. So on this, you have a strip of Velcro, and this here actually fits over top like that. And as you can tell, that is completely stable. There's a spot to still hold her harness. It's comfortable, it's lightweight, and that's where we're going to be. I'll show you how I made that. So first and foremost, I need a structure that's solid, that's kind of firm. I've got these juice bottles. It's a very, very firm, hard plastic, different than a water bottle. Water bottle is very soft. This stuff is actually pretty thick. So what I've done is I've cut that shape out so it'll actually fit her body. That actually matches the same kind of contour of the vest itself, because that's the most comfortable for her. Once I had cut that piece off, I needed a way to mount this. Now I would love to actually still use the underwater housing, but the underwater housing though attaches with this little base and so on, and it's the base that's the kind of the problem. Now I've actually tried to stick the base on, and I've had another one that I used with adhesive on it, but it's still very tall and she doesn't like wearing it. So she sees it on her back, this thing above her, and she just doesn't want, she doesn't like it. It's distracting. She falls down, she rolls a lot with it, and the footage will just be unusable at that point. It has to be low and lightweight for her to almost seamless for her. I mean, this, she still realizes this is on her, but as she gets bigger, it'll be better, right? So what I've done is I've cut a piece of aluminum. I have this aluminum strip, like this aluminum sheet that I have. So I cut a small little piece of aluminum and I bent it at a 90-degree angle. Now with the set for the SQ12, they have these little clips. They all come with these different attachments for them and so on like that, right? So what I did was I grabbed one of these clips that actually clip on the back of the camera, and that's what I've used to, you can see on this, well that's the one, it clips onto the back. And so there's a smaller one of these that clip onto the actual rubber, the tiny camera itself, without clipping onto that. And it comes off this little clip. So I unscrewed that. And then on the actual piece of aluminum, popped a small little hole. It might be hard to see, but I popped a small little hole. And then I screwed the little clip onto the actual piece of aluminum. And just to kind of make it snug, I have some leather stripping that I used. And it has an adhesive on the back, and I just coated the actual aluminum with the actual weather stripping and then screwed that on, so it keeps it snug. It stops the camera from making any noise or moving itself, right? And obviously I've cleaned up all these edges. This is very sharp. You have to grind it down and make it so that it's not going to catch the cat at all. And then with a piece of adhesive, I stuck it to her little body armor. This thing's kind of neat. And there she be. And that is completely, that's not going anywhere. And so when she's running and so on, you're still going to get a bit of a bob to the film. I'm going to actually, at the end of this video, I'm going to show this actually live and how it looks on her. And then I think like once this works, I'll have little clips on all of our videos from here on that'll actually have cat view. So if she sees something that's really interesting or what have you, then I'll actually use that footage and then be able to click it in to make the channel a bit more interesting. You know, it is about the cat, right? So as you can see, how that harness will actually be on her, also her head and so on. You're going to see the top of her head, but it's actually still going to be a pretty neat view, I think. And I think it was worth it. Thank you.
Come on.